Salute, salute, salute. Bow. It's Nocturnal Thoughts. What's happening? Real quick video, and then I'm gonna get out the way. Putting on some of that bio-freeze. Because when you get older, man, you know, things get different. The muscles, the joints, the shoulders, the back, the knees. So I ain't trying to shine up and be glossy for you guys, you know what I'm saying? Yes, maybe some girls. Shouts out to Boxiana. But I ain't trying to be all shined up like I'm about to get on stage or something. You dig? When you get older, you just grow up and you understand. When you're a child, you think like a child, act like a child. When you become a grown man, you put all your childish things away. Teofimo Lopez, he's still like a child. He's a kid. And I think he's finna fight against a grown man. And I'm a label this video. Teofimo Lopez is on his Tupac shit. I was just watching a press conference. It was a very lackluster performance. Well, it is a performance. It's a stage. Boxing is theatrics. But it was a very lackluster conference. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have no real drama to it. But Teofimo Lopez, to me, trying to be philosophical and say his little, his paradigms, and it just, to me, showed how immature, how juvenile, and how young he is, and his father is not one of those type of guys that got older and got wiser. Some people get old, but they don't get wise. And so Teofimo Lopez, he's looking to all these philosophical, different. He's quoting all these people. It's like, now is not the time to be getting all deep and philosophical and trying to, find all these mantras or whatever. You just need to be in a warrior gladiator mode and work on some fundamentals and whatever. I say Teofimo Lopez is on his Tupac shit because, first of all, he came to the press conference dressed in all white suit, cocaine suit. And it reminded me of Tupac when Tupac did I Ain't Mad At You video. I ain't mad at you. Go ahead, because I ain't mad at you. Tupac had on all white. And at the same time, Tupac was always, prophesying his own death. And Teofimo Lopez keeps talking about death. Aim for death. I'm trying to kill somebody. Boxing is all about death. We know this man is going through a lot of outside family situations. And he's going through, I think he's going through an age where he looks at things a different way. From a kid's point of view, from somebody that's trying to grow and learn. It's like when I was a kid, when I was 17 and 18, listening to Tupac, you thought similar. But now when you grow up and I'm 43 years old, and sometimes for nostalgia, you might go back and listen to some Tupac music, and you think to yourself, I can't really listen to this like I used to. Because as old of a soul Tupac had, when you listen to some of his music, you still realize this dude just thought like a kid. He was still just a kid. You know, he's 25 years old when he died, but you'd be like, man, listen to some of his music. I can hear how young and juvenile and immature and how he didn't understand a lot of things. He was an artist. He was great. He was intelligent. Some people even would stretch and be like, oh man, he was gay and he was this and he was that. I ain't gonna go that far. I'm just gonna say, when I was 15, 16, 17, 18, listening to Tupac, I thought I was listening to this great mind, which he was a great mind. But then when I become older, 30 and 40, you start realizing he just was a kid. And he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing half the time. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. It's just how it is. Like my audience, most of them, it's like probably my age and they know what I'm talking about. But some new subscribers that's young. And I'm telling you, all the people y'all look up to now, the music y'all listening to, the entertainment, anything y'all gonna realize if y'all keep living and y'all can go make it past some of this shit, y'all gonna look back at y'all childhood and y'all gonna see how young and dumb and stupid some of the shit y'all was doing, and some of y'all music artists, how fake it's gonna all be. You're gonna look back and you're gonna see how fake it all was, how it was all just a bunch of smoke and mirrors and fake shit that you didn't understand. You will see. You will grow up and you will look back and you will see. Whoever, I don't care who it is, you will be like, man, we was just kids and that dude was just a kid and that person was just a kid and the shit they was talking was some dumbass kid shit. And Teofimo Lopez is on his Tupac shit right now talking about death. But I think he prophesied his own death of his career in the boxing. I ain't gonna say his whole career is over, but Josh Taylor is a type of fighter, a type of mechanic, a type of technician that's gonna go into the damn tool shed and he gonna get every single tool, and in about 10 rounds he gonna completely dismantle Teofimo Lopez, completely break him a piece down to the nut. He gonna break down to the nuts and the washers and the screws and bolts and you know what I'm saying, the pins and everything. He gonna break them down to the frame. He gonna break them down. He gonna break down. He gonna take away all his. He gonna take away everything that Teofimo Lopez does. He gonna completely dismantle him piece by piece. Because I'm looking at Teofimo Lopez and I'm saying, I don't care who this is. If this was Gervonta Tank Davis or Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson or Ryan Garcia, if I watch them, the way they kind of regress, the way Teofimo Lopez has kind of regressed in his thought process and his issues outside of boxing, this all leads up to me. And then the fighter that he's fighting against, Josh Taylor, this all leads up to me to be more of a self-destruction tool. So I'm watching the press conference. Josh Taylor is dressed like he about to go to the post office, or go how I would look when I'm about to just run through Walmart and grab one or two items and then, you know what I'm saying, go through the self-check and dip out. His mind is on some other shit. Like, he just coming in there to fight. He finna come in there and just go to war and fight. Teofimo Lopez is trying to put on a show. You know, trying to, the smoke in the mirrors, the illusion of a thing, the costume. Like Tupac, his image, it was a costume. It was a costume that destroyed some people, helped some people, influenced millions of people, but it was a costume. The bandana, the tattoos, the boxers hanging out with the pants sagging, the necklace, the death row chain, the watch, the ring, all of that was a costume. I digress. Teofimo Lopez, he almost only has a puncher's chance going into this fight. He's explosive, and that makes him dangerous. Josh Taylor, he has scar tissue. He can be hurt. He was dropped by Jack Catterall, but he got up and fought to the championship round and got like a gifted decision. Teofimo Lopez also has heart. You know what I'm saying? He was losing against George Kambosos, and he fought his way back into the fight. He got him a knockdown. In his last fight, he won by a knockout, and then he had a tough fight against Sandor Martin. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just like he's damaged goods. He's not damaged goods. Teofimo Lopez, I say he is a live dog in this fight. And this ain't gonna be no easy fight. It's not gonna be an easy fight. I feel like even if Teofimo Lopez goes out, I feel like he'll go out on his shield. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like when I watch him and I listen to him, it's a cry for help. But it's being, covered up with a lot of bluster, a lot of machismo. I feel like he kind of trying to puff himself up like a puffer fish. He's like trying to he's really trying to convince himself of this deep philosophical this guy that's going to come in here with this mind and mentality that's like so witty and got all the answers and you know everything and you got everything all the way figured out and can't nobody tell me nothing, like a kid. You know what I'm saying? Living that thug life, do what I gotta do, like, and you like a kid at elementary school, high school, maybe college, maybe collegiate, maybe Teofimo Lopez is somewhere on that collegiate level of thought process, but it ain't adult. It ain't when you get grown and you start living like an adult and you realize when you was a kid, shit was really juvenile. And the shit you going through with him losing his wife, which is not no joke, going through custody battle, going through separation of your parents is, you know what I'm saying? All that shit is nothing to play with. I'm not making light of it. I'm not saying that these not heavy things. They heavy as they come, especially for when you a kid, when you young. That's a lot of pressure. And his mentality does not seem like he has all his pillars designed to be able to be stable and withstand that. It's going to get knocked down and crumbled and rumbled and broken down, and he's going to have to take the time to put it back together, build it back up and build it back solid and strong. And when you build it back solid and strong, then you kind of sit down and you look back and you reflect and you see, like, shit, man, I was dumb as hell the way I was thinking for what I thought things were going to be. So I say all that to say this. The press conference was kind of boring. I think the fight is going to be a bloodbath. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be a bloodbath because they both got scar tissue. They both bleed. And it's going to be like a mechanic, except for having grease and dirt all over your body and face. It's going to be blood that Josh Taylor going to be underneath that car breaking it down. You're going to have oil dripping. You're going to have, he going to be wiping all across his face and his clothes. He's going to have, he going to look like a dirty mechanic that can break down any old school car, but it's going to be blood, an old school gladiator that's going to be covered in his blood, covered in Teofimo Lopez's blood. But when it's all said and done, I think he's going to be standing in front of a man that's defeated. So I got Josh Taylor for this fight, unless I see something really crazy on the scales when they weigh in. If he looked like really like he had a bad weight cut and his body and face is all sunken in and malnutritious looking, then I say Teofimo Lopez with that kind of power and explosive, then he might be able to get off in the first round, find his rhythm, set a pace, and, you know what I'm saying, win that fight, win that race. But if he come out there and they both look good on the scales and he gonna rehydrate to be strong, as big as Josh Taylor is and as skilled as he is and the type of fighter that he is, then I see him coming in there, and by the third round he gonna start to you're gonna start to see taking off Teofimo Lopez shoulders pads. You know what I'm saying? Start to break them down and reduce them. One bolt here, take this piece, then the wheel's gonna come off, then the drive shaft, and then, you know what I'm saying, the engine block, and then you'd be sitting there in front of just a bunch of pieces of Teofimo Lopez. And that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's boxing. I salute both warriors for getting into that ring. Wow.